Got the whole house chanting my name, but we're chugging beers, like shotgunning beers, you know, it felt like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I lost my visa, and I was given 33 days to leave the US. Like I'm a professional golfer with nowhere to play. I'm still as tight as I've ever been. Probably owe Victor Hovland a beer, though. If I do see him.
Victor.
Yeah, cheers, Vic. Because if there's no obstacles, then I would assume that life would be quite boring.
Brandon Robinson Thompson, welcome to the Buffalo Trace Life on Tour podcast. Great to have you here. How does it feel to be in 2026 and now be in the hot seat?
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Yeah, new year, new me.
You me?
No, I'm just excited for the opportunities that lay ahead, you know.
Any New Year's resolutions? Do you do any of that stuff? Probably do all your goal setting, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the year.
No real resolutions to lose 5 pounds or nothing like that. But I do have new goals that I want to that I'm working towards and I want to achieve for sure.
Yeah, we'll get into those at some point. But what does BRT do for a little break, for a Christmas break, the New Year? What do you guys get up to in the off season?
I wish it was something cooler than it was, but you know what it's like. We're on the road so much. It's actually quite nice to just be home and not do nothing, but just spend some time with my wife, and whether it's just going out and enjoying just one-on-one time with us, just together without being at a tournament, you know, so we can go somewhere local, go out for dinner, or just go for a walk with no stress of having to be somewhere at a certain time. Just, very, very casual, relaxed. Last year, actually, we went to Disney World.
Oh, yeah, stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, as an adult, it was quite cool.
Yeah.
I never went as a kid, so it was my first time going. I was it was pretty cool. But this year, I just kind of relaxed, did some stuff with the missus, and just experienced some family time at home, which we don't get to do a lot.
Where's home for you at the moment?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia,
United States.
United States.
Yeah.
And so were you there, or did you come back to the Isle of Wight?
No, so last year we went to the Isle of Wight for Christmas, and then this year we stayed in Atlanta. So we kind of try and do one on, one off, kind of, just to sort of give my family some time, give her family some time.
Great stuff. Well, let's talk about your family time a little bit, because a lot of people around the world won't know much about the Isle of Wight, but it's a very cute, tiny little island, south coast of England. How was it being brought up there and growing up there?
It's a sick place to grow up.
Yeah.
You know, really, it's quite rural, not a lot going on, good or bad. But growing up, we just spent a lot of time outside, sort of place where, maybe I shouldn't say it now, but we never locked our doors. We do lock our doors now.
Yeah. Right.
When we were younger, we never locked the door. It was just kind of just a cool place to grow up, because there was so much to do outside. We lived 5 minutes from the beach. I'd cycle, I'd always run, cycle, and just very active things to do outside.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool, unique generation where we sort of were pre-tech, but then we sort of got into the tech a little bit as we became teenagers. So we still had the cool, outside, dirty, rugged childhood, and then sort of
the awkward patch where it's like we've had that, but we're also quite new to technology, not quite up with the play.
Yeah, a little bit. My youngest sister, she just turned 18 actually, which is mad. Can't believe that. But in the last few years, she's made me feel super old.
Yeah, not good.
That just lingo, what's cool, what's relevant. I thought I was fairly cool.
Yeah. Well off.
Not even, so far off it. It's not even funny.
Yeah. So is it? What's your sibling and family set up So
I've got an extensive family. I grew up with 4 siblings.
Yes.
3 sisters and a brother. You should know this. Should have it written down.
Well, you've got an interesting family history, so I didn't want to go too deep into it without you here.
Yeah. So I grew up with 1 older sister, 2 younger sisters, and a younger brother.
Right.
And then I have 2 older sisters from my dad's side. So got some siblings.
Yeah. Good crowd.
Yeah. Lot of women, lot of girls. So probably why I'm respect women so much, and ladies man, I've just grown up around them.
Nice. And how did you transfer into sport? Like you mentioned a lot of female presence around yourself growing up. So was there any competitive juices flowing in there, or what made you get into golf?
None of my siblings play any sort of sports at all. So it's really quite strange. But my mum not really either. But it was mainly my grandfather. He's like my granddad and my grandma love sports.
Nice.
Like my granddad, he's the reason I'm a Portsmouth fan, play at Pompey. Did beat Arsenal at the weekend.
Huge.
After 3 minutes. My grandpa and gran are super big sports guys. My granddad's the reason I'm into golf.
Nice.
Itself. But no competitive likeness between siblings at all. But I just started playing sports at such a young age. I can't really remember when it was, but I started playing badminton when I was sort of 3-4 years old. And then I've just always played every single sport after that. I don't know where it came from. I think my dad was kind of sporty. Never met my dad, but I heard he was kind of sporty. So I think that's kind of where it comes from. And then just the influence of the love of sports through my grandfather, I think that's just where it's come from. And I love pretty much every sport under the sun.
And so when did you click into right, out of all my sports that I'm enjoying and playing, when was golf that's going to be a bit of me?
I snapped my ACL when I was 15, and I spent my 16th birthday in the hospital, and it was probably 9 to 10 months after the injury, and I couldn't do anything for 9 to 10 months, which was my whole life. I'd always been, my whole childhood was always sports, and then I was I had nothing. I just had 2 crutches essentially.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Literally 2 crutches,
and that's the worst as well.
I had big shoulders after, but it was after that sort of my mum, my granddad were like, well, maybe you should just, focus on golf. Little did I know, and again, tried explaining this to a 15, 16-year-old, that snapping my ACL was probably the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Really, having seen now what's happened and how it's turned out, my love for the game just developed into a career. And if I didn't snap it then, I don't know, maybe I would have played football for longer, badminton for longer, and I would never have taken it as serious as I did.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
An ACL injury starting a good golf career.
Yes, you probably don't hear it very often, but yeah.
No, you hear it ruining a few careers.
Yeah. So I'm really thankful for that point in time that gave me, direction.
Yeah. And you obviously played amateur golf to a high level, but it was college that you really sort of kicked into gear, wasn't it? And you sort of felt like, right, you're doing amazing over there in America. What was the highlight of that? And did that make you feel like you've made the right choice once you got to college?
Yeah, I never thought about going to university in the States, but I had a friend that went, and I was like, oh, what's that all about?
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly fun.
Yeah.
It's a long story short. Obviously, I went to the US to play in college, like you said. But the coolest thing in the beginning was just meeting so many incredible people.
Wow, yeah.
I went to a small school in Iowa, Morningside College, only because of the coach there. His name's Todd Sapp. I just spoke to him the other day. Actually, I haven't seen him for years, but he had a huge impression on me going over there. It was the first time I'd ever been to the States, and he was the first person I ever met. And he was just so optimistic and so confident in me after not even, meeting me for very long. Well, didn't know much about me, but he was, I don't know, there was just something about him that I sort of looked up to him.
Nice.
Instantly.
Yeah.
And he had so much confidence in me from the very, very beginning. And which I don't know, in turn kind of helped, I think. I saw some real early success.
Yeah.
I think I won 6 times my first year. You probably got that written down.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah.
And then 0 my second year. But yeah, I think the first thing was the incredible people that I met when I first went there. And I think that really helped make me comfortable and helped me kind of believe in myself, because I was surrounded by people that for some reason instantly believed in me. And it was really, really cool experience. I can't say I took it incredibly serious.
Right. Okay.
When I went to the US to begin with, I definitely enjoyed myself, but I definitely got it out of my system early.
Nice.
21, 22.
So is that like when I visualize you in college, am I all of a sudden looking, at all the movies, the old school type movies with Will Ferrell, like, is it kind of like that?
Yeah, it's mad. Like, you just got me thinking about it. Yeah, it was mad.
What's the give us a little insight into, as a boy from the UK rocking up into that's got to be pretty hectic. The American way would be a real eye-opening.
Like kind of PG version, maybe? Or
yeah, please.
Something
Yeah, pretty PG, yeah. Well, we could edit it out.
Limited stories for that, but... like American Pie?
Yeah.
Those sort of movies, they seem so far-fetched, but like it kind of is like that. That American university party culture, like house parties.
I was going to say, like the actual frat house party thingies.
I remember this one time. I don't know how much I should really share on here, but...
That's fine. We can cut it out if you don't like
it's just you and me, isn't it?
Yeah. I
remember this one time I was at this house party, and I mean, there was so many people in this house. Shouldn't be that many people in this house. You couldn't move. But there was a pool table. It was like a frat house, but there was a pool table in the living room. But obviously it had a cover on it, like a hard cover. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many people were in here, but so many people. I don't know, similar size to this pool table in here. I'm on the top of the pool table, and I've got the whole house chanting my name. Don't know how we've got it.
And you're not minding that.
I've got the whole house chanting my name, but we're chugging beers, like shotgunning beers,
Yeah.
You've probably done a few shotguns in your time.
Yeah, I've dabbled, yeah.
I mean, I must have done 6 in a row.
Oh, wow.
But like, it was almost like, I felt like Stone Cold Steve Austin, where I was like smashing a beer down in it, throwing it, and then somebody was throwing me another and I was catching it, shotgunning it. It was
heroic stuff.
Yeah. I'm surprised I can remember that.
A few hours afterwards, probably.
Yeah.
Great.
But just things like that, that wasn't like my first month at university. And I was just, actually, my mum doesn't like this, but I didn't call home for like a month. Seriously, for a whole month, I didn't call home as soon as I got to the US.
Your little boy's gone overseas, big trip.
Oh, it was wild. There was a specific point where, I thought, okay, I need to sort of hunger down and actually make a decision to be professional. But that was many years later.
Yeah, for
unfortunately.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the years getting to that point, because a big reason as to why I've been looking forward to getting you on the podcast is because you've had a lot of golfers rise to the top quick, but you've had a brilliant story of, a journeyman in terms of you've gone the hard way about it to start with, and now you've finally found yourself relatively settled or in a good place as we speak. So can you talk us through, the transition of turning professional and how hard it is right at the very start for a lot of golfers? Because I think your story can certainly inspire a lot of people out there.
From that, you took your time,
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm as hungry now as I've ever been.
Nice.
So just set the record straight.
Yeah.
I think, long story short, honestly, when I look in the mirror, if I can do this, what I'm doing right now, I truly believe like anyone can do it. Because you can, I don't know if you should or you can, but I shouldn't be here.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like...
Well, there's that little bit
there's a technicality, right?
Yeah.
The way things started, like, I shouldn't be here. So it's like, I truly believe, like, if you do put your mind to it, it's so cliche. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. But honestly, I'm living proof of it, and I'm doing it right now. But to your point, like, starting out as a professional golfer that isn't at the elite level already, I mean, it's extremely difficult. And you, especially now in the age of social media, people have more access to these sort of stories where how hard golf is. It's hard now. But the hardest part is getting here.
Yeah, for sure.
Truly. And there's been multiple times throughout the past 5 or 6 years where, there didn't feel like there was light at the end of the tunnel. And it was like, can I actually do it? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
yeah.
When you don't have finances are huge in golf. It's an individual sport. There's no contracts. There's no teams. I guess there's some teams now, but
There's just not a huge amount of security, right? Like
exactly. Even now, right?
Yeah.
You play bad this year, you lose your job. But it's just really difficult to get to this point. And for me personally, as hard as it's been, I feel like I've had some really, really amazing people help me along the way and made it possible. You know, I come from a very, very humble beginning. And without certain people that I've met in the last 6 or 7 years, it would have been impossible. I don't know. I sit there sometimes and I think, if I hadn't have met this person, would it have been possible? And I don't know. It's hard to tell. But as hard as it's been for me, you know, at times having no money, no opportunities, I still am so grateful for the people that I've met that have allowed me to have the opportunity to be able to try and sit here with you.
Yeah.
You know, whether it was the first person to give me any sort of financial backing as a pro. When I turned professional after uni at our home club, Palmetto Golf Club, still to this day is the one course that if I could only play one, that would be it.
Nice.
Just an incredible place. You have to go and experience it. It's 20 miles from Augusta, and it's just an incredible place to play golf. It's like a golf course, you know. It's like a country club. It's a golf course. And if you don't know what that is, you need to go and just experience that.
Okay. I'll write that one down.
Write that one down. I know a guy.
Good.
But one of the guys was the head pro there, Brooks, and another guy was he was a touring pro on the PGA Tour, played for 10, 11 years on tour. And he was the first guy to give me $5,000. But for someone in that position that had been on tour to go, do you know what? I had no money.
Yeah.
And it was like, I had 5 people give me $5,000, and it was like, these guys believe in me. You know, I've known them for 3-4 years. These guys believe in me enough to, you know, to me that's such a large amount of money. They believe me enough to write me a check and to get me started. Like, here, you know, go and give it a go.
Wow.
And then over the next 2 or 3 years, there was times that I ran out, obviously, and for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know whether it's just the grit, the determination, the self-belief that every time I got down to like my last $500 or $1,000, like I'd win an event, like a mini tour event, or I'd win enough money to then go, okay, well, I can play the next couple months now.
Yeah. You're literally playing for your life.
It's like back against the wall. Every time I've had my back against the wall, I've found a way to, I don't know, just keep going.
Well, yeah, that's an amazing quality on its own, really, isn't it?
I think it comes from my love of the game, though. Like I love it. I get it from my granddad. He loves golf. Like, he loves sport. But I think if you just love it, it's never been about money. It's been about trying to make it.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. But the love for the game has kept that alive, kept that resilience, the grit, the never give in, the never. I say this to my caddy all the time. I've never given up on a round of golf in my life.
Ooh, nice.
And I will never. I don't care if I'm missing the cut, if I've got no chance or no chance. Like, I'm giving it everything I have until I sink my last putt on the 18th hole. It's just something that's built into me, whereas I just refuse.
That's huge. I love that.
If anyone, you know, coming through the ranks, juniors, if anyone can take anything away, there's always going to be someone that's better than you physically. You know, there will always be someone that hits the ball better than you. But there's one thing you can always control, and that's never giving up.
Effort, never giving up.
And this may sound bad, I don't know. But when I see someone give up, there's part of me that feels like, But the other part of me feels like, oh, put him in there.
Remember that?
Yeah, little win. So I'm like, well, he gives up. It's good to know.
And
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like and I check. I mean, I'd never say him out loud, but like, I'll check it, and I'll be like, okay, well, no, he gives up. Well, good. It's one less guy you need to like worry about.
Interesting. I like that.
Just kind of like when, you know, I used to play football, so when you'd have a defender in your pocket, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Stuff you don't really talk about out loud, but you notice it.
Yeah. Well, and then when it comes down the stretch one day, that'll be quite good for you to just go, okay, I've got a few more gears to go here.
But then I also know that I'm never giving up, ever.
Was there any point in your career on the point, on the fact of giving up? Was there like, you say you were getting close to running out of money. You moved in with your mother during COVID, right?
Oh man, yeah.
Like, talk us through that, because there must have been some points where you're sitting there going, maybe I will give this horrible game up.
Okay, it does stir up some emotional stuff, because it was that time, it was that point in my life that I referenced earlier. It's like COVID. I was living in the States. My girlfriend at the time, my wife now, I lost my visa, and I was given 33 days to leave the US. I'd been there 9 years.
Wow.
And I was given 33 days to leave. Off you go, straight back home. And then, so COVID. So all of a sudden, and don't get me wrong, this was a really tough period for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, but I was a professional golfer. That wasn't a professional golfer. I didn't have a job. I had nowhere to play. I had no status. I had no money. So I'm there. I've moved back in. Actually, my mum says it's probably one of her favourite year and a half ever, because I was like back home for the first time in 10 years, and I was like miserable. There were some positives, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I was sat there one day, and yes, during COVID, I've moved back in with my mum. I'm in the box room in our house, in mum's house, sorry. And I'm like, I'm a professional golfer with nowhere to play. I wasn't allowed to practice, didn't have any status. There was a few months I'd signed on. I was signed on to Universal Credits. I was getting like 412 quid a month.
Wow.
Yeah. No rent though, so.
Yeah, free rent. And food was pretty.
Yeah. So it was a period, it was that sort of period, I guess that's what, 2020, ended.
Like you're in mid to late 20s.
Yeah, so I'm like 27.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell are you
I've
up to?
I've got nothing, you know, I'm this professional golfer, I've played in the States for this long, and I've had nothing to show for it. And not just financially, but I've just got nothing to show for it. I haven't seen my missus and my girlfriend in 6 months, whatever. It's quite a dark period. I hate throwing around the word depression. It's quite aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was depressed, but what I do know is I felt like I was suffocating. Like I felt like there was no way out. And it was at that point I was like, well, am I going to do this or not? Like, am I going to be a professional golfer? And it was that point in time when I decided this is what I'm going to do.
Nice.
I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to get on tour, this, that, and the other, but I know I'm going to have to search some answers, and I'm not going to leave any stone unturned, and I'm going to make it work. And I felt like I was quite determined up until that point, and I felt like I was quite focused, but I was nowhere near it. I was so far off it. And it was at that point that I made those conscious decisions to say this has to work.
It's almost like your ACL injury all over again, a full reset. It's like, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm tuned in.
And it's really quite powerful. And like I said before, like if I can do it, anyone can do it. But if you can find that mentality without going through that, I don't know if you can, but if you can somehow find that mentality, then I don't think it's impossible for anyone.
Yeah. Because I guess you do look at careers on all levels, and it's not all private jets and trophies, is it?
Far from it, mate. Far from it.
Like, so when you're going through that stage, how important is that next, I guess, chapter when you finally do go on to get your Challenge Tour victories, 2 Challenge Tour victories, Ireland and Scotland, you won by 8 shots in Scotland. Like, what's your emotions like when you're like, is that a massive sigh of relief, or is it like, nah, this is what I've been building for?
Well, to your point there, it's now the real work starts.
Yeah.
And I've still never felt, I still sat here today, I told you already, I'm as hungry as I've ever been.
Nice.
Like I wake up in the morning and I'm broke. You know what I mean? Like I'm still that hungry dog that I was 3, 4, 5 years ago. But I will say that there's a point in time as well, I've always believed, and everyone talks about, I believe I'm good enough to do this. I believe I'm good enough to do that. And I can remember there's a specific moment in time where my belief turned into, I know.
Oh, I like this.
And there's a huge difference. And I've said this to a few people in the past. I may have even said it on a podcast before. So sorry, nothing breaking news.
On a Zoom podcast.
Zoom podcast, yeah, sorry. They sort of leaned in. We were getting intense here.
Yeah.
But there was a period in time, and it was in 2023 where I was playing on the mini tours, and I went through a stretch where I won like 3 or 4 times in about 3 months, and then I qualified for the Open.
Yes.
And
Royal Liverpool.
Royal Liverpool, my first major, my first Open. Quick side note is my grandfather had never been to an Open before.
Oh.
And I'd never played in an Open before. And he was able to come up with my brother.
Brilliant.
And I remember walking on the first tee, looking around, quite a cool first tee there. Couldn't see him. I knew I'd be able to see him. I couldn't see him, and I was like quite disappointed. Really quite disappointed, like he wasn't there. I'm like, I'm sure he'd make it known that he was there. Anyway, played the first 4 holes.
This is on tournament round.
Tournament round,
Yeah.
Thursday. Played the first 4 holes.
Not Monday practice sort of stuff. This is...
He hasn't got 7 days in him, no way.
No. All right. Okay, so round 1.
Round 1.
First Open, he's not there.
Yeah, set the scene.
Yeah.
But so he's not there. Him and my brother, they're supposed to be there. I'm like, like, where are you?
You don't love me.
Yeah, it's my first Open Championship.
If they sold the tickets.
They've got like passes, players' lounge. I'm like,
Oh, that's where they'll
couldn't convince you, really. And I head down, walk onto the 5th tee, and I look up, and I see him right there, right in the crowd, and I just like start tearing up immediately. And I'm just like, it's kind of like full circle, like probably one of the most special moments I'll ever experience. And he will never go to another Open. And he walked that round, and the second round, he took the 3rd round off because he was a bit worn out.
Fair.
And it was raining.
Yeah, it was miserable stuff. I think a lot of us took the 3rd round off.
I didn't.
Good boy.
But so it was in and around that period of time. I finished I finished the Open, and it was during that week I'm surrounded by the best players in the world, and I wasn't competing. I wasn't up there. I made the cut, finished 50 something, but it was that week and it was that moment that my belief turned into, like, I know I can do this. So I didn't feel like I had my A game, and I still beat some of the world's best. And I was like, I know I can do this. The very next week, I won my first ever start on the Challenge Tour. And I think that was kind of part of it.
Yeah, that's a huge couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Qualifying off your own bat, making the cut, and you've come from this huge, the buzz, the lights, the best in the world.
So incredible.
To come into a Challenge Tour event almost feeling like, I'm kind of like, this is easy. I'm a senior player now. No,
this is no offence intended. But so my wife caddied for me. First time she'd ever caddied in her life. Right?
No offence intended, with respect.
No, it's actually not. That's not the point I was going to make. Yeah. But we walked to the first tee, and we're 20, 30 yards from the first tee at Headford Golf Club in Ireland, and she's caddying, never caddied before. She's caddying. She's sort of looking around, and she goes, "Is this it?" And I was like, this is it. I was like, this is it.
Yeah, no,
well, I think mainly just because she was there with me at the Open, and it's such an incredible experience. A real lifelong dream to play in the Open, well, to win it really, but just you've got to play in it first.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But it was that whole buzz, like you said. It was so incredible. We had such amazing people. I had so many friends, family come up. Without being any sort of name, we probably had the best crowd.
Brilliant.
For sure. My friends even recruited new members. Called them the Source Army.
Everyone's like, who's this Source guy?
Yeah, I know. My mates did such a good job recruiting guys. We had so many people following us around. But yeah, so she was She was like, wow.
Well, you've introduced her to the biggest championship in the world and then gone to the Challenge Tour.
Huge letdown.
That's a tough contrast. Yeah.
But, we, I think I made like 35 grand at the Open.
Nice.
Which is the most money that I've ever seen in my whole life. And for some reason, that next week at the Challenge Tour event, we stayed in this Airbnb, no Wi-Fi, log burner. Like, it was incredible. Just went on our phones. We were just present with each other. Super amazing week. One of my favorite weeks ever. And I don't know, I think there was one point we were like, I've got to win this week to make more money than I did last week. It was like this strange, that's how much of a step up the sort of Open and that sort of elite level golf is.
Sure.
And then we won. So we were like, oh, sick.
Okay.
I probably still owe her 10%, actually.
Yeah, it's good.
But actually, no, she gets 50% anyway, so
Yeah.
living the dream.
That's right. Well, she got a lovely, lovely ring as well. But yeah, I guess like when you talk about that first paycheck and 35K is all of a sudden in the bank, like what is that feeling like? Because you would have had 10 years of 10 or so years of struggle and like pressure to play well and perform, and it's like I got some money. Like, it's cool. Like, it's a great feeling. Like, what is it like that you've all of a sudden got a little bit of cash to play with?
If you speak to anyone that knows me, it's really no different.
Yeah.
I'm still as tight as I've ever been. But I don't know if that works well for me or not. It's just, it is a little bit different in the sense that it's not, okay, well, I need to make some money this week to play next week.
Yeah.
It's not quite like that, but I still have, like, intrinsically, I still have this feeling and this motivation of having nothing, never wanting to be content.
Yeah.
And I think the moment I become content, perhaps, is probably the moment where it's not the right thing to do anymore.
Yeah.
But as long as I've got that hunger, and sometimes I wish maybe, whatever. But then what would that be like?
What are you getting out of it?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, like, you're still, if you take your last year or two, you're still at the start. Like,
yeah,
we've got a shitload to come.
Oh my God, yes, of course.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like I've got the next 10 to 15 years to really take this as far as.
Yeah, how important is like this year? I know we're looking forward, and we actually mentioned at the start, you've set a few goals. Like, what are those goals now? Because it's like, all right, mate. Yep, we made the playoffs, squeezed into the final event by 0.18. I
probably owe Victor Hovland a beer, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, he pulled out Tour Champs. That's why I got in. So if I do see him,
Victor.
Yeah, cheers, Vic.
Well, he's a friend of the podcast.
Is he?
Yeah, he's been on.
Yeah, legend.
Yep.
Owe you one.
Okay.
Or two.
Two. I think two's probably fair. I know you're a bit tight, but
yeah, I'll get him two.
How important's this year? Goals. And like, you've had a great season last year, but now it's like, okay, I'm settled. I've had fun. I've done well. Got to the finals.
Yeah.
Now, how do you cash in on that? Like, how do you jump into 2026?
My goal is to get to the PGA Tour. I've always said this. I don't know if you know it's on record somewhere, but I've said this multiple times. I want to play on the PGA Tour. I've been in the States for 10 years.
Yeah.
My wife's American. We want to raise our family. We want to start a family in the US.
Right.
So that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
But I've always said I want to play on the European Tour. I don't know if that's for a year or two or three. I always want to play on the European Tour. And like, we're living it. We're doing it right now. Can't forget that. Sometimes you've got to be present.
Yes.
I'm living my dream right now. But that's the goal. And that's the goal this year. So what does that look like? I want to win twice on this tour. I want to be a multiple DP World Tour winner. And that's what motivates me. That's what gets me up in the morning. That's why I do what I do every day from the start to the finish. That's the goal. And I know it's possible.
If you can, like, your best finish is third, but like if you can get a win early, it's like, wow, this season can really go for you.
Yeah, I know it can.
Yeah, I can feel the determination.
Yes, it's there, mate.
And now that you've been to 2 major championships. We didn't touch on the US Open, but how much does that fill your cup? And like, I guess this year that's got to be in the goals list, right, is to get to some more major championships. How much did that get the juices flowing?
Oh, incredible. The 2024 US Open at Pinehurst was amazing. Again, it was probably 3 hours from where I went to university.
Oh, cool.
So I had so many friends come over. And again, the following was amazing. And then last year I was majorless, as in not winning, but I just didn't play in any majors last year. And I was kind of bummed. Like,
so what's the next target for the majors? Your Masters is looking tough.
Just want to play in them. Like, you can't do anything in the majors if you're not playing in them. So like, I want to be playing in them first and foremost.
And so will you guys pencil out in your dinner table, your calendar? It's like, right, how do I get to the Open? What's my best 3 avenues or things like that? Or is it just like, well, let's just play well and surely something comes from that?
Yeah, I think as far as like actual performance, day-to-day habits create results. So if I just keep the discipline to be able to show, I just need to show up every day.
Yeah.
And the results take care of themselves. I show up every day and do what I know I can do, I'll play in the Open. Don't need a roadmap for that.
Just need to get good. Keep playing good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a common question, which is the best major, or which one would you like to prefer more? And there's no correct answer. It's all very subjective, right?
Yes.
For me, I'm a man of the people.
The Open.
The Open. It's the people. It's
the Open Championship.
It's the people's champ, isn't it? You know, it's the Open Championship is the championship of the people, and I don't think there's a better tournament on the planet than the British Open. I don't know if they can give me an invite for that promo there, or
well, not when you call it the British Open. You got to call it the Open, and then you'll get the invite.
Well, you know, this could be a really unpopular opinion. I think, especially Brits, make a huge deal about this. About it's the Open, it's the Open. It's literally the British Open.
But it's open to the world.
I get it.
It's the global.
Well, that's the open part.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So
it's open to all.
I just don't think people should be smited for calling it the British Open.
No,
you know what I mean?
You probably raised.
Give me some slack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a bit of a rogue opinion there, but I'll die on that.
I don't think too many people will worry about it that much.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But then when you go win the Open, then that's when you'll have to nail it, which will be fine.
Champion golfer of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Before we start thinking of champion golfers of the year, I want to hear about life on tour.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the name of the podcast. And I want you to take me back to your days traveling all around the world. What happens behind the scenes? Because I see a lot of you all year round, and it can be quite a lonely sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys enjoy your off time, survive your off time? What's life on tour like outside the ropes? I know you do a few TikToks and you get us invested on that. Like, can you sort of bring to life?
I tried. I fail most of the time. Lack consistency on the social side. That might be a New Year's resolution, but won't let you in on that.
Let's focus on the golf. Yeah. Okay.
Life on tour, I think, is and can be whatever you make it. It can be extremely lonely. I'm in a very fortunate situation right now that my wife's able to travel with me, and we get to share this experience of traveling the world and seeing the most incredible places together. For a lot of my life, a lot of my career, it's been alone. Don't get me wrong, it's been really cool. And seeing parts of the world that I would never have thought about even going to was incredible. But there was times where I'd sit back and think, well, this is amazing, like truly. And I'm so grateful to be able to do this. But I'm not sharing it with anyone.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think, especially as you get a little bit older, it's those sort of things that you start focusing on is, life's cool. This is cool. But the real like heart of life is relationships and being surrounded and impacting people you know. So being surrounded by great people and impacting people in a good way. So being able to, at this point in time, being able to share that with the love of my life, somebody that I really care about and I know cares for me a lot, is amazing. And I'm so forever will be grateful for this opportunity. It hasn't always been like that. Like I said, back in the earlier days when you're sort of doing it on your own, you have to kind of lean on each other as far as your peers.
Yeah.
I think what's cool, and I think most pros could probably attest to this, on the lower levels, it can be actually more fun. There's a little more camaraderie because you kind of need each other a little more.
Yeah.
I wish...
I saw that on the Challenge Tour last year for sure.
Right.
Like, I went to 2 events and I was like, wow, like everyone's hanging out.
Yeah.
Everyone's relaxed. Relaxed to a point, but it's like you can see that there's not all the big distractions in the background. It's literally a fun bubble. Everyone's having putting comps on the green and stuff.
Well, you've probably got, you know, every person's probably sharing an Airbnb with 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
You know, or they're traveling together, sharing cars, and sharing accommodation just to make it financially feasible. Even more so on when I was playing on like the Euro Pro and stuff, we would get a house and share it between 4 or 5 of us. And some of my best memories were doing that with some really, really good friends.
Yeah, nice.
You know, on the Euro Pro a few years back, there was 4 of us that we traveled every week, and it was so fun. Like, it was so fun.
Sometimes too much fun. I heard a rumor you've had a splendid evening one night, and then you've turned up the next. Well, you haven't really gone too far to sleep, and you've shot a 6-7 under par round the next day.
Yeah. I don't really want to promote that. Like I said, there was a point in time where I decided to become a professional. But prior to that...
Where was that?
That specific point was in Quito, Ecuador. So I played down in South America for a season and a half, 2 seasons, on the PGA Tour Latino America. I mean, that was epic. It was really epic. Like, you see some incredible places.
Wow, yeah.
Like, meet some incredible people. But Quito, incredible venue. It's like 10,000 feet. Really, really cool place. But they effed up for us because they hosted a party on Saturday night on site.
During the tournament?
During the tournament.
What?
And like, I made the cut and shot like 6 over the 3rd round.
Right. So
I was like,
you're out of this.
You know, being the...
Have you told me you've given up?
No, just not professional. I wasn't professional at the time, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember getting in... I was sharing a place with 3 or 4 guys. And I remember getting back at like 2, 3 o'clock a.m. And I didn't have a key to get in. So I was like sleeping on the chair outside like this. You know, they got back 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I was first off, sorry. Because obviously I
just made the cut. Yeah.
Made the cut and then shot a million.
Yeah.
And I went out the next in a 2-ball. I made like a 70-footer on the second. I made like 4 birdies in a row to start the round. I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is it.
This is the hack.
This is it. I've hacked it. And I've heard stories about this in the past. I think I heard like Marcel shot a few course records like on the source.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a thing. Obviously, I don't think it's sustainable.
It certainly isn't sustainable.
I think, and it was the first and last time that's ever happened. But I did make 8 birdies and I shot 7 under.
Wow, that's good stuff.
And I was like, all right. Like, didn't feel great after, but and again, I haven't done it since. And I'm not promoting that by any means.
No, for sure.
But stuff like that does happen. I think it has a lot to do with expectation management.
Yeah.
You don't really expect much. And like I said, it's not sustainable, but at the time, I think you can probably get away with it once or twice.
When do you have a feeling or a moment during a week, a tournament, where you get into a zone as such? Like, when do you, because I can imagine there's so much head noise in your career or in your industry, that like, it must be hard to like get to a place where you're like fully zen. and in the round, in the moment. Like, do you find if and when you get into that zone, is there a common theme for it? How do you get there? Obviously, everyone's trying to work that out.
Not to give my secrets away. What I've found is this zone, this area of high competence and elite performance, it comes from being myself.
Right.
So when I'm myself, I'm the most comfortable. And I think a lot of people could probably learn from not trying to be someone they're not. So when you get into high stress situations, some people can try to focus a bit more, or they can try to relax, or do you know what I mean?
Well, like even your pre-round routine changes, or like you're like, oh, what would Rory do? You know, like
yeah, you see someone do something that's successful, like, okay, let me try that, and I think this area of this zone, this high level performance zone, is easier achievable when you're just yourself.
Yeah.
And for me, I've found that easier as I've gotten older, I guess, because I'm more comfortable in who I am. Some people even think that I might not be taking it too seriously, or maybe I'm a bit too relaxed or too friendly, or don't get me wrong.
No, you've got a bit of bite in you.
There's plenty. But I perform my best when I'm myself, and that's when I'm having fun and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Because I think at the end of the day, why would I want to do it if I didn't enjoy it?
Speaking of, being all bark, no bite, like how over 4 hours of golf, like how hard is it to like switch on and switch off into competitive mode? Because like it's on Sunday, the last 45 or last back nine on Sunday where you have to be, but then it's a long day at the office. It's a long tournament. Like, how do you literally go like, right, I'm going to take you down. You're mine. Yeah. I'm in. But then you have to walk 300 yards, and it's like, oh, what do I do now? Like, just chill. Like, what? Like, what is that like for a professional golfer? Because I don't know. When I'm in the average zone, I talk to myself for the whole way down and get in my own head. And by the time I get to the ball, I'm shanking it.
Yeah, it's very amateurish.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people listening out there that'll be on that page. But like, back to you. Like, what? Like.
Well, I don't know what golf you've been watching, but I wish it was 4 hours long.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
I guess a lot of people like look at other people. I'm going to do this. I'm very like intrinsically motivated, I want to perform at a level I want to perform at, and that I know I can perform at. I'm probably friendlier than most guys when playing with people. I'm not like I won't talk to you, or
Does that piss people off sometimes?
No. So what? When I'm too friendly? Oh, like, yeah, 100%.
You and I are probably the high percentile.
I've felt it. I know. There's definitely certain people I've definitely bothered.
It's like,
unintentionally, but I'm just like,
little mate, dude, just shut up. Like,
I'm not. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. I'm not a pest, but I might be.
Well, no.
To some people, but again, it goes back to that. That's just who I am, and so. Luckily, my caddy's amazing, Rich. We have a great relationship. We chat, joke around, and I feel like we can be ourselves together. So if I am playing with an absolute,
muse
stone, then it's cool, And then if I'm playing with someone that's got a bit whatever, it's great. But I'm not going to change.
No.
Because I'm trying to win a tournament, or because I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm always just going to do me, and whatever that looks like. Through someone else's lens, then I'm not really too worried about it.
Well, speaking of change, Buffalo Trace are all about honouring tradition and embracing change. So we were wondering, what are some of your favourite traditions of the game of golf? Like, what are some things that you just absolutely love? And obviously the game's changing all the time. But like, what are some of the things about this game that you just like, wow, this is cool. This is just great how it never changes.
Got any examples?
Well, it could be. Well, it's actually the first time I've brought this segment in.
Oh, okay.
So I'm quite excited. But it could be just the little things about what we wear, the little, when you shake hands at the end of the round versus, how you show your partner, hey mate, I'm using a Titleist Pony 1X with 2 dots on
Srixon 3Z Star.
Srixon 3Z Star. You know, like there's just so many little things. It's like, oh, hey mate, I'm just taking a drop over here because this is tradition. I've got to tell you what's going on. You know, like there's just it's one of those sports where there's so many old school and great
I've got
things.
one for you. It's quite simple.
See, that worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Hopefully you don't have to do it every time, but I like honours. Having the honour.
On
the tee.
Yeah.
You know,
Earning the honour.
earning the honour on the tee, like teeing off first. I think that's cool. I think that's it's like an unwritten rule.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a kind of it's traditional, and
Very.
I like that. And when somebody says, "Oh, do you mind if I go?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead," but you're breaking tradition.
That's my seat.
Also, I think this is a much more relaxed thing now, but I grew up on it a lot. Is I always take my hat off when I enter the clubhouse.
Yeah.
I used to get chewed out.
Well, I think
when I
there's
was a
still
junior.
plenty of clubs that'll eat you alive for that. Yeah.
I used to get eaten alive. Sometimes there was this older gentleman when I was a junior, and I mean he was so on my arse in the locker room, and I used testosterone filled, 14, 15. Anyway, I'd be like, give it a rest, mate. Like, have a day off.
Yeah.
Like,
That's so.
but now I'm like, I actually make a point, and sometimes I walk through a door and I'm like, oh, I've forgotten to take my hat off.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of a built-in thing.
Well, let's go to the other way, and what are some things that you might change in the game of golf? What would be some of the things that come to mind if you wanted to change, improve, or adjust the great game of golf as well?
Our incredible game. I think it can still be a little pretentious. I definitely think it's moving in the right direction. And when I say that, is there specific examples that I can think of? I don't know, but it's a game steeped in history and tradition. So I do understand it to some degree.
And that'll never leave.
No, it won't. It won't. But I feel like there's ways we could just relax a bit more and enjoy this sport. Whether it's you have to wear trousers. Like, I actually quite like that tradition, but when it's 40 degrees, I don't really like it that much. I've got one for you.
Yes.
Wearing your hat backwards.
Don't like it?
Don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't think there's anything against it. I'm not sure if there is.
No.
But I just don't like it.
Personal preference.
I think it looks whack.
Do you,
Tell Johnny that.
Johnny Morgan?
Yeah.
Marcel Syme as well? He won't like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, what about, speaking of Marcel Syme, long haircuts. I was actually stalking your Instagram before this, and me, oh my, I did not realise you had one of the biggest mops of hair I've ever seen.
I've been through it, man. I've been through it. I think if you can think...
It looked conditioned, shampooed, you name it. It looked glorious.
I've had every haircut you could probably imagine. Like, if you name one haircut right now, I've had it. Guaranteed. Over the last 10 years. I mean, I had hair down to like here.
Yeah. I saw this photo and it was just flowing in the wind. I was like, that can't be BRT.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I've had it all. I never dreaded it, actually. I never dreaded it, but I had.
Now you've gone for just pretty clean cuts.
Pretty buzz, yeah. And by the way, life is 3% easier.
Stress-free. Wake up.
As little as, this is for the women out there, I totally feel your pain. Just driving with the window down. Nightmare. Even with a bun in or whatever, there's always one bit that gets in your mouth. So now I can I can roll with the windows down, like just living the dream. Yeah,
it's not where I saw the podcast go. Absolutely brilliant. All right, well, just to finish things off, I want to rewind back to, I guess, your whole generic story, and we chatted briefly yesterday about like what you're creating and how passionate you are about inspiring others, and you mentioned if you weren't playing golf, you'd love to be a coach and you'd love to help people. Like, how do you think your story and your journey thus far can help inspire so many others to, I guess, not only take up golf and pursue golf, but pursue any journey in life as well?
Yeah, I guess like you said, it's not just golf. It's anything that you're truly passionate about and want to succeed in. I think there's 2 points for me, and there's 2 areas of inspiration that I want to try and promote, I guess. First of all is the person, the junior, the young, aspiring, whatever you want to be. It doesn't get easier. There'll never be a point where you think, okay, whatever. Like, I don't have to worry. But that's the fun part of life, is always having an obstacle. Because if there's no obstacles, then I would assume that life would be quite boring.
Everyone would be doing it, yeah.
And there'd be the chase, the climb, and that's quite cliche as far as that's the exciting part. But the obstacles that you face, that's the fun part. Don't let the obstacles stop you from trying or stop you from pursuing your dream. Those are the things to conquer. To my story, I've had plenty of those, and I still have things that I need to conquer, and I still have things that I'm chasing. And what I've learned through my journey is helping me today. So never look at your situation as a negative thing. I used to look at myself and think, well, I never had this, or I don't have that, but it doesn't matter. As long as you've got this. You do need help, don't get me wrong, and you need people to be along your journey with you, and there's always going to be something that you can't do that somebody can help you with. And I just to never give up on that, and don't look at obstacles as reasons to give up, more as chances to overcome, But then also, I'd also like to say to the people that are in positions to help, that don't give up on that person either. If there's a way you can help someone, if you see just a tiny little spark, if you see something in someone, and it might not be financially at all, but if there's anything you can do to help keep someone's dream alive, don't be afraid to help them or
have that coffee.
Yeah, and it might be something you say to them. It might be a piece of advice. It might be money. It might be just anything to help keep them chasing something that they believe is possible. So kind of those 2 things, really.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
BRT, it's been awesome to have you here, mate. We really appreciate diving deep, and I personally am really excited. I'm sure everyone else listening as well is pumped up to see how your journey continues as well. It has been really good, and I hope that this year and the next keep coming up for you, because it'd be good to see you up the top there at one point for sure.
Hopefully a few more.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. It's been incredible. So thank you very much for your time. And another thanks actually for our set as well here, the Selena Villas. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty keen to host many more podcasts here. This is absolutely beautiful, pretty comforting.
It's incredible, actually. There's quite a few here just kind of popped up brand new. And
they pop up.
First time I've ever been here, and they're absolutely amazing. Yeah. Looks like kind of a show, but
yeah, wow,
it's incredible in here.
They've popped up just for you.
Yeah.
So if you're ever coming on holiday,
yeah,
jump in one of these. Maybe you and I can come here, and as you say in the European,
maybe you I and maybe a few more.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you share the room as you did back in the young days. But no, I'd happily jump in here. And actually, I'm going to start a new tradition as well.
Oh, here we go.
Can you start a tradition?
I'll start the tradition.
I'd love you to sign our Buffalo Trace pin flag first.
Oh, really?
First ever.
What an honour. Hold it.
There you go. You've got a really long name. Do you just go BRT? Or
I do, yeah. Makes it easy for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's smart. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Thank you very much.
Tradition started officially.
No, once again, mate, thank you very much.
Cheers,
it's been
mate.
Awesome to have you here. And we look forward to looking at your season.
Thanks so much.
Well done.
Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, thank you. Shame to see it end, but
hey, look, we can do it again.
Yeah, let's do it.
But
maybe as a two-time winner.
As a winner, yeah. I will actually say, last time we were here, most of the people that come on the podcast have gone on to win. So,
can I get that in writing?